The Titans have existed for over 100 years. Humans were nearly driven to extinction, but the few that survived constructed 3 enormous walls to hide behind. After Wall Maria fell, nearly 20% of the human population was lost. The civilians of Trost were evacuated without casualties. The same cannot be said for the soldiers who held the Titans off. A captain cowardly abandons the defense of a supply depot. Mikasa searches Trost for Eren and Armin. A few terrified cadets hide trapped inside the supply depot. Jean, Connie, and the other cadets sit unable to withdraw from the city due to their ODM gear almost being out of gas. The team that was supposed to resupply everyone sits trapped inside the depot. Sasha tries to rally her fellow cadets to no avail. Mikasa finally finds Armin and asks about Eren. Armin breaks his silence to explain how he watched his whole squad die, including Eren. Despair sweeps across the remaining cadets. Mikasa declares that she will be able to clear a path for everyone to follow, even if they do nothing to help. She takes off to the supply depot, with everyone else following close after. Armin realizes that Mikasa is wasting too much fuel going too quickly. Mikasa falls to the street below, the loss of Eren catching up to her. Jean watches in fear as squad mates are eaten alive. Mikasa sits waiting to accept her fate, but right before getting grabbed, she reacts defending herself. Another Titan approaches behind her. Mikasa remembers Eren telling her to fight and live, and she determines to do whatever it takes to preserve the memories she has of him. When suddenly the Titan behind her punches the other Titan. The attacking Titan roars, charging the collapsed Titan, stomping him to death. Armin catches up to Mikasa and extracts her from the street. The Anomaly Titan continues fighting other Titans, tearing one's head off. The cadets stare in awe at the Titan that seems to only go after other Titans. Armin gives Mikasa his gas tanks and warns her to use it more sparingly. Mikasa promises Armin that she won't leave him behind. Armin suddenly comes up with a plan to steer the Anomaly Titan towards the supply depot in hopes that it will help dispatch the surrounding Titans. Holding faith in Armin's intuition, Mikasa agrees to his plan. Jean and the others make a break for HQ while the Titans are distracted. Mikasa kills the Titan distracting the Anomaly. Jean and the others crash through the windows of HQ. Suddenly a Titan smashes its face into HQ, inducing a panic. Jean stares bleakly as the Anomaly Titan punches the onlooking Titans. Mikasa, Connie, and Armin arrive. Connie commends Armin's brilliance as the Anomaly continues fighting other Titans. He punches and hurls the onslaught of Titans. Armin orchestrates a plan to stun and blind the Titans in the supply room while the most skilled cadets jump down from the rafters to kill the Titans. The others agree to the plan. The cadets ride the lift down, commencing the plan. The Titans slowly walk over. All at once, the cadets fire their guns, blinding the Titans simultaneously as the 7 jump down from the rafters, swinging at the Titans. Connie and Sasha miss. Mikasa and Annie jump in, killing the Titans. The cadets resupply their gear. Mikasa and Armin watch as the other Titans eat at the Anomaly Titan. He suddenly charges at an abnormal that attacked earlier and kills it. The Anomaly collapses and Eren unexpectedly peels out of the skin at the back of the neck. Mikasa dives in to hold him, checking his heartbeat. The cadets are in shock. On the morning of the attack, the Scout Regiment sets off on an expedition. Their main purpose is to establish bases of expansion and gather knowledge. Despite their skills and best efforts, excursions can result in a death toll exceeding 30%. A scout is almost eaten alive by a Titan as Levi strikes it down. The experienced scouts make short work of the remaining Titans. Petra attempts to save her fellow scout, but his wounds are too great and he dies. The scout leader, Erwin, calls a retreat due to a pack of Titans moving in on Trost. Eren opens his eyes to the inside of a Titan's stomach, bodies surrounding him. Thinking of all they've lost, Eren cries. In a moment of rage, Eren suddenly emerges as a Titan, ripping the body of his attacker wide open. He begins his attack on the Titans. Eren awakens to being surrounded by the military. Confusion overwhelms him. Captain Voerman charges Eren, Mikasa, and Armin with treason and threatens to fire at them if they move. He asks Eren if he is human or Titan. Eren recalls nothing of his time as a Titan and doesn't know how to answer. The captain carries on, believing Eren is a threat that has now infiltrated Wall Rose, or even a diversion so that the other Titans can attack. Mikasa prepares to defend Eren, ready to do anything it takes. Armin realizes that the garrison is just terrified and believes they can resolve things without bloodshed. The captain signals for the cannons to fire as Eren has intense flashbacks of his father and the key. Eren suddenly creates a partial Titan body, absorbing the impact of the cannonball. The steam clears to reveal a half-formed Titan protecting Mikasa and Armin. The cadets see that a cannonball has been fired within the wall. Wondering what could be happening, they investigate. Eren emerges from the partially formed Titan, removing himself from its flesh. Armin sits terrified, however Mikasa points out that Eren did it to protect them. While the steam grants them cover, Eren intends to flee and reach the cellar of his house to see what secrets his father kept. Armin remembers the countless times that Eren and Mikasa had his back. Eren turns to Armin and says that if Armin believes he can convince the garrison regiment that he isn't a threat, then he'll try to use his ability under military direction instead. However, if Armin doesn't believe he can, then Eren will flee. With Armin's confidence boosted by his friend's faith in him, he stands up to convince the garrison regiment that Eren is no threat. He emerges from the steam, pointing out that the Titans attacked Eren just like they would any human. The captain, unconvinced, continues threatening to kill them. Undeterred, Armin continues conveying his conviction to serve as a soldier in any way necessary to eliminate the Titans. Right before the captain can finish the signal to attack, he is halted by Commander Pixis. Pixis, the eccentric captain in charge of Trost District, the most vital remaining territory. Commander Pixis hears out the three cadets and then asks Armin what his plan was. Armin suggests that Eren could lift the boulder and use it to block the hole. Pixis asks Eren if he's willing to try the plan. Eren declares that he'll do it. After unveiling the plan to retake Trost, fear and discontent rise through the ranks of the military. The daunting task of retaking the city and blocking the wall seeming impossible. Pixis and Eren pass by Hannes. At the top of the wall, Pixis claims that Eren is the product of military science and that he will be lifting the boulder as a Titan. The rest of the military will be tasked to defend Eren as he moves the boulder. Armin expands on the plan by suggesting that they bait most of the Titans away from the breach. Pixis rallies the terrified troops, inspiring them to see the plan through, for if they don't, tremendous amounts of the population will be lost due to lack of food all over again. Commander Pixis handpicks 3 elite soldiers to guard Eren and assigns their team captain. Eren tries to deter Mikasa from coming with him for the mission, however the team captain selects her to come with them. The team runs along the top of the wall, heading to a point closest to the boulder. The decoy teams begin working on luring the Titans away. The elite team swings towards the boulder. Eren transforms into a Titan mid-leap. He faces the boulder, but then turns on Mikasa. Masses of Titans crowd at the corner furthest from the breach. Mikasa flies into a wall from the impact of Eren's punch. He turns to swing again. Mikasa jumps up to his face, trying to reach him. A red flare signaling failure is launched. Eren punches at Mikasa. She dodges at the last second, and he hits his own face, knocking himself out. Upon seeing the red flare, Armin heads out to see what happened. Despite seeing the red flare, Commander Pixis orders everyone to continue the plan. Mitabi and Rico believe they should abandon Eren and retreat. Instead, Ian, the squad leader, orders them to take out the approaching Titans and continue protecting Eren. Ian understands that Eren is irreplaceable, and even if this mission failed, he may still prove invaluable against the Titans in another way. He convinces the squad to continue protecting Eren. Inside the Titan, Eren sits in a trance, dazed and confused. Armin arrives, seeing Eren collapse to the ground. Mikasa takes out Titan after Titan, keeping them away from Eren. She notices multiple Titans heading their way. Mikasa explains to Armin what happened and the new plan to defend him until they can retrieve him. Armin prepares to try and remove Eren from the Titan's body. He stabs down. Eren flails wildly from the pain. Armin pleads with Eren to remember his mom and that he vowed to eradicate the Titans. Annie, Jean, and Connie run through the street, luring Titans. Ian takes out a Titan trying to eat a man. Another Titan retaliates as they narrowly dodge the attack. Connie is nearly killed by a Titan, but Jean distracts it, allowing Connie to escape. His gear malfunctions, trapping him at ground level. Jean hides in a building, noticing ODM gear on a fallen soldier. Armin continues speaking to Eren, reminding him of all their dreams of seeing the outside world. Eren's spark reignites, remembering his purpose. Jean peeks out a window to time his chance to replace his ODM gear with his fallen comrades. A Titan approaches behind him and Marco swoops in, distracting it. Jean only partially fixes his gear and falls again. Connie tries to assist him, smacking into the Titan's head. Jean nearly gets chomped, but Annie redirects the Titan just in time. They retreat to the top of the wall. Every squadron turns to look in amazement as Eren carries the boulder towards the hole in the wall. Ian commands everyone to defend Eren to their last breath. The soldiers desperately try to lure the Titans away from him. Eren slowly approaches the wall, burdened by the weight of the enormous boulder as soldiers begin falling in the chaos. Ian rescues a soldier but is eaten in his place. One last Titan blocks the way. Rico sweeps in, destroying one of its eyes. Mikasa swiftly ends it. Eren drops the boulder, blocking the hole. Rico fires a yellow flare of success. Armin removes an exhausted Eren from the Titan body. They fall to the ground, surrounded by Titans. Suddenly, Levi spins in, swiftly killing both Titans. Afterwards, the Scout and Garrison regiments cleared out the rest of the Titans. 2 Titans were captured alive during the cleanup. Soldiers walk through the streets of Trost, picking up the mass of bodies. Jean finds the corpse of Marco, not realizing he had fallen. Sasha looks at a heaped glob of corpses. Titans lack a digestive system and eventually regurgitate every human they've eaten. Eren looks through the bars of a prison cell at Erwin and Levi of the Scouts. Erwin shares that he would like to go to the cellar that Eren's father spoke of and wonders what Eren's intentions are. Eren declares that he wants to become one of the Scouts and to kill every Titan he comes across. Levi states that he will take responsibility of Eren and will kill him if he goes rogue. Hey everyone, thanks so much for watching. If there's a movie or show you'd like to watch on Quick Flicks, let me know in the comments.